Today on NewsCenter, watch a recap of Chi Omega's annual Follies dance competition, hear what MSU football coach had to say about the team's loss to Campbell, and learn about how one organization is questioning MSU's free speech policies. All this and more today on NewsCenter.
Good evening and welcome to NewsCenter. I'm Alexis Matthews.
And I'm Kinsey Thompson. Thanks for joining us. Here's your headlines for November 17th, 2016.
Last Thursday, President-elect Donald Trump met with President Barack Obama at the White House. The two men spoke well of each other and shook hands for the camera. Trump called Obama a very good man following the meeting, and Obama says his #1 priority in the next 2 months is to facilitate the transition to the Trump administration. He says they spoke about organizational issues as well as domestic and foreign policies. Obama told reporters, quote, "I believe that it is important for all of us, regardless of party and regardless of political preferences, to now come together, work together to deal with the many challenges that we face," end quote. Trump has announced businessman and media executive Steve Bannon as his chief West Wing strategist, and the chairman of the Republican National Committee, Reince Priebus, as his chief of staff. Make sure to follow NewsCenter on Twitter to stay up to date with President-elect Trump's appointments to his cabinets.
Veterans Day was Friday, November 11th. NewsCenter reporter Jacob Valerio went to Button Auditorium to Freedom Park to catch the story.
This event is our Veterans Day Luncheon. We are partnered with Rowan County School District and Morehead State University, and together we put on a luncheon for our student veterans, our faculty and staff veterans, as well as any local veterans that want to join us. We have a fair turnout. I mean, if you look at the number of veterans that are in the county, we only get a small slice of that. If you look at the population of student veterans that we have, we typically have about 150 to 175 students that are veterans of one branch or another, and we'll typically have about a quarter of those come to lunch because it is during school day, so a lot of those folks, in fact, one guy passed on campus a few minutes ago. He's got a lab at 11 o'clock today, so he may not join us. I mean, you know, when we look at our veteran population, Kentucky alone has close to 300,000 veterans. So there'll always, I think, it'll always be appropriate to remember the service and the sacrifice that they made. Well, throughout the luncheon, we will, of course, acknowledge the service of the veterans, and we'll also be joined and entertained by the Kentucky Center for Traditional Music, who will be playing music for us throughout the luncheon.
For the event today we had today, of course, Veterans Day is a day to recognize all veterans. What we had here at Freedom Park today, we wanted to lay a wreath on in front of the center section of our memorial, which is actually where our fallen is in the center and the very back side, from the War on Terror all the way to the people have been killed all the way to World War I. Anyway, we wanted to lay that wreath today and then also recognize the veterans before we go. Morehead State University is putting on a program at 12 o'clock lunch and some music, and then at 1 o'clock we put on a program at Rowan County Senior High School. So really on Veterans Day, it's a very busy day. We started for breakfast at Tilden Hog Elementary School, then to the middle school with a program, and then a program at 1 o'clock. So we have a lot of the veterans are spread out all over the county trying to cover down on what programs we got going on. So Veterans Day is a very busy day today.
The Foundation of Individual Rights and Education is accusing Morehead State University of limiting free speech on campus with some of its policies. Our partners at the Trailblazer have the story.
A watchdog organization that defends the free speech rights and other individual rights of students and faculty members at colleges across the country, both public and private.
Morehead actually got a red light rating, which is the lowest, and this report just came out last week. And basically, a summary says, one of the relevant excerpts from Morehead's policy says, Morehead State University reserves the right to limit time, place, and manner of free speech, which goes completely against the Constitution.
So a red light policy is basically any university policy that restricts a clear and substantial amount of speech protected by the First Amendment. Now, Morehead State, of course, is a public institution and is thus fully bound by the First Amendment. Unfortunately, it maintains 3 separate policies that each earn a red light rating. Now, on the one hand, the policy is fine insofar as it prohibits harassment and harassing emails and text messages and things of that nature. However, something that is simply quote-unquote inappropriate could include, a great deal of protected speech, and it's really at the discretion of the university how it will enforce that policy. The second one has to do with disorderly conduct, and this one prohibits disruptive, contemptuous, or disrespectful behavior. But simply being disrespectful to another person or contemptuous may well be offensive, but it's not prohibited by the First Amendment.
I feel like it's great that we have a free speech area. I'm a little confused, though. Do we not have free speech everywhere on the campus? And also, why do we have to reserve it? Can they reserve the right to tell us no, that our speech isn't allowed? Why can't we just show up and use the free speech area to say whatever we have to say?
The university is a public institution and fully bound by the First Amendment. If it can't uphold and protect the First Amendment, failed in terms of a basic mission and purpose of the university.
Governor Matt Bevin has issued an emergency administrative regulation to fight Kentucky's opioid epidemic. WKYT reports the measure was announced Tuesday as a way to expedite the regulation process for new drugs on the Federal Register. It allows the Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services to classify a synthetic opioid called U47700 as a Schedule I controlled substance and automatically give other synthetics the same classification whenever they are discovered. Van Ingram is Executive Director of the State Office of Drug Control Policy. He says the new classification enables criminal drug penalties. He adds authorities are seeing signs of U47700 in recent overdose investigations. The emergency regulation puts the 2-year-old synthetic in the same drug class as heroin, a substance that has no accepted medical use and a high potential of abuse.
A section of 2nd Street in Moorhead will partially be closed for the next 2 months as Moorhead State University carries out demolition in its renovation of the Adrian Duran University Center. MSU asked City Council last Monday night for permission to close the block between Batson Oates Drive and Normal Avenue on Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Councilwoman Beth Ousley only approved the change after making sure emergency services would still have access to the street. Ousley says she is now looking for the university to work with the Rowan County Fiscal Court to make a gravel driveway, which will allow parking for the Veterans Center and Rowan County Arts Center throughout the temporary closure.
Coming up, Jacob Miller is in the NewsCenter Weather Center with your forecast.
And we'll take a look at Chi Omega's annual Follies event in this week's NewsCenter Spotlight. All this and more.
For students living both on and off campus, come check out the new POD store, located in Alumni Tower. POD store is a great way for students on campus to go grocery shopping without leaving campus, or for students looking for a place to spend flex dollars on drinks, snacks, and supplies. Remember, if you're by Alumni Tower, visit the POD store to the right of the catwalk for products on demand when you want them.
It never gets old, huh?
Nope.
It kind of makes you wanna...
Breaking the song?
Yup. I love the sunset.
I love Eagle Lake.
I love the forest. I love when eagles play. I love the campus! And all its lights and sounds.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
I love philosophy.
We love diversity. I love English.
And all its weird words.
I love the music.
And all its melodies. Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
I love fraternities.
I love sororities.
I love to draw things.
And all the athletes.
I love Moorhead.
It's such a pretty place.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
Good evening, Moorhead. Jacob Miller here in the NewsCenter Weather Center with your forecast. Today we've had beautiful skies, a very clear day. The temperatures have been up, considering what we've been used to the past few days. In the morning it's a bit chilly, so make sure you grab your jacket for that. But as the day goes on, it's been wonderful, especially in the sunlight. We've had a very clear day today. The temperature we've been sitting at the low 70s. So let's go ahead and take a look at our record temperatures. The high was 82 degrees back in 1958, so we're actually closer to that high mark as compared to that low mark of 10 degrees in 1933. The normal high is 58 degrees, and the normal low is 37. So like I said, that 73 degree mark that we're sitting at right now is actually above the normal high. We're towards that high part for the rest of the season. Let's take a look at our temperature radar brought to you by WKYT. The rest of the Commonwealth is experiencing similar conditions. Taking a look at Moorhead, like I said, 73. As we move down to Lexington, 76. Even further down to Somerset and 73. As we move west, those temperatures increase. And the same trend continues as we move east to the eastern part of the Commonwealth, 71 in Pikeville. Taking a look at our live weather radar brought to you also by WKYT. Like I mentioned, we've had clear conditions today. You can look at the radar and see nothing on the map. So there is no chance of precipitation, no clouds in the sky either. Tonight, we're going to have a clear night with a low of 50 degrees. The chance of precipitation, rather, is at 0%. The sunset is at 5:19 p.m., so it's going to get dark around then. All right, let's send it to the news desk with Kenzie.
Chi Omega hosted their 36th annual Follies Tuesday night. NewsCenter reporter Holly McClurkin was there to talk to Chi Omega about their philanthropy event.
Chi Omega hosted their annual Follies dance competition inside Button Auditorium. NewsCenter talked to Chi Omega's Madison Farmer and Maggie Pollitt about the event.
So Follies is the largest on-campus philanthropy event of the year, and it's a big dance competition where all the campus organizations come out and kind of make fools of themselves for a night.
All of the proceeds from the event went to their philanthropy.
This goes to Make-A-Wish. We grant wishes every year, and it takes $8,000. I think to grant a wish, and we raised $10,000 last year. We're hoping that we raise more than that this year. And we have a wish child here with us, actually, from Make-A-Wish, and everything will be good.
Every year, many students and organizations look forward to participating in Follies.
I definitely think that Follies is huge every year, so I'm really excited to see the turnout. We sold out again this year, so I think it's going to be awesome. I think that we're on track to raise more than ever. Just come every year. We really appreciate the support from the campus. And
yeah, we couldn't do it without everyone participating and wanting to be involved, and we're really appreciative of everyone on campus.
Yeah, we really love it.
For News, Holly McClurkin.
Pi Kappa Phi won Best Performance Overall. To keep up to date with Chi Omega and their philanthropy events, follow the organization's Twitter page at Moorhead Chi-O. And when we come back, Jacob Miller has a look at your extended forecast, and Holly McClurkin is in with your Eagle Athletics update.
Natasha Davis, the Associate Professor of Dance here at Moorhead State University. Under the Dance Minor program, you will learn a variety of genres of dance, including tap, ballet, modern, jazz, hip-hop, African, dance composition, dance improvisation, dance history, intro to dance, and Pilates. If you are interested, you can become a member of our National Dance Honors Fraternity, Delta Chi Xi. This fraternity offers students the opportunity to spread dance not only on our campus, but throughout the community. If you're interested in any of our classes, please come and contact me, Professor Natasha Davis. And never miss a chance to dance.
Dude, where you been out all day?
Breckenridge Hall.
What's so cool about Breckenridge Hall?
Yo, why are you looking at bags, bro? What you need is a chick magnet. You put me in the room and boom, chicks. That's what I'm talking about.
Welcome back and good evening, Moorhead. Jacob Miller here in the NewsCenter Weather Center with your forecast. Like I mentioned a bit earlier, we've had a beautiful day outside. The temperatures have been a bit higher than normal. You can see that we've been sitting around the low 70-degree mark. 73 currently here in Moorhead. Clear conditions like I mentioned earlier. The humidity is sitting around 36%, so not a very humid day. And you're definitely not going to feel that with the low temperatures that we've been having. And the winds are sitting around 6 miles per hour, so not a very windy day. Very clear day, no clouds in the sky. It's been perfect. Taking a look at our temperature radar brought to you by WKYT, you can see that the rest of the state is experiencing similar conditions. So like I said, we're low 70s up in Moorhead. As we move central, 76 in Lexington. Moving even farther west, we're looking at actually a low 82 mark. Moving farther south, the temperatures begin to decrease. Pikeville, you're at 71 degrees. Taking a look at our live radar, you can see that the rest of the Commonwealth is clear. They have also been experiencing clear conditions like we have earlier today. So there's nothing on the radar, no clouds in the sky, and definitely no showers for today. Tonight, we're going to have a clear night, so those clear conditions that we've seen today are actually going to continue as the night. It's going to get dark tonight around 5:19 p.m. You can expect that sunset around then, so it's getting darker earlier as the year goes on. The low is going to be 50 degrees, so not too cold like we've been seeing the days previous, but when we look at the future forecast, you'll see that those temperatures continue to drop. Tomorrow it's going to be a sunny day, so those conditions that we saw today are going to continue into tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow as well. The high is going to be 76 degrees with a sunrise around 7:18 a.m. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Like I mentioned, tomorrow the high is 76 and the low is going to be 50 degrees, but we are going to be experiencing some showers tomorrow night. So there's a 30% chance of rain then. And actually, as we move into the weekend, like I said, those temperatures are going to drop. And actually, we might have a chance of snow flurries on Saturday, 60% chance of precipitation. Some of that precipitation we see come in might be snowflakes, actually, with a low of 36 degrees. Sunday, we're looking at a high of only 39 degrees and a low of 24, so getting extremely cold as the weekend moves on. We might see some flurries that day as well. Monday, we're looking at a high of 47, a low of 20 degrees, some chilly temperatures there, but still a sunny day outside. Tuesday, we're looking at a high of 54, a low of 30 degrees, and the cloud coverage is going to increase as those temperatures begin to rise towards the end of the week, next week. Wednesday, it's going to be a rainy day, 60% chance of precipitation, and we're actually going to see those rainy conditions move into Thursday, which is in fact Thanksgiving, the day we wait all year for, right?
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. Not so excited for the cold temperatures, but Thank you so much, Jacob. Now let's send it over to Holly McClurkin with your Eagle Athletics.
Your home for the Moorhead State Eagles, this is NewsCenter Sports.
Last Saturday, Moorhead State football had a heartbreaking loss against the Campbell Camels, 27-21. The Eagles had a great defensive showing, holding the Camels to just 3 third-down conversions out of 14 attempts. However, the Eagles' offense couldn't pull it together at crunch time. Falling on their last home game of the season, Damon Huff talked to head coach Rob Tenier about what went wrong and how he is looking forward to the future.
Here comes the blitz as Austin retreats to throw. Screens it off to Raymond. Raymond's inside the 25-yard line down to the 20 before he's belted.
We were very inconsistent in a lot of areas, and a little disappointed with how well we played the week prior at Butler, and then come home for our senior day and just lacked energy and didn't play with any inspiration in the game, and it was a little disappointing. Well, I just think, when you talk about inconsistencies, you got to talk about the production that you get from certain positions, and I think, at some point, offensively, defensively, and special teams, we just got to take in some turns there, and we've got to, be better more often, and we've got to make plays at key opportunities, and I think that's really, what has happened this year. We've had some opportunities, and seems like we have a letdown or a broken play at the most important period of the game, and so that's disappointing. But we've made a lot of growth too. We've got a lot of young guys playing, and excited about what we're building, and this week's an opportunity to finish the season on a high note.
The Eagles will conclude their season away when they travel to take on the Davidson Wildcats this Saturday, November 19th. Morehead State men's basketball fell at Marshall last night, 85-77. After leading the majority of the first half, the Eagles went into the locker room at halftime, trailing 44-42. The Eagles fought hard in the second half, but just couldn't outlast the thundering herd. After the game, head coach John Wood commented on his team's performance, saying, "It was a tough one tonight. We played hard, but we didn't play smart all of the time. I thought we did a good job, but we just need to go back to the drawing board and get ready for the next one." Senior Xavier Moon led the Eagles with 19 points. Malik Matland and junior Miguel DeCent both scored 10 points, and Matland also added a team-high 6 assists. Senior Trashad Williams added 9 points and 9 rebounds, while senior DeJuan Marrero added 8 points and 6 rebounds, all of which came in the second half. The Eagles got into foul trouble, causing the thundering herd to shoot 30 of 36 from the free throw line, while the Eagles only stepped to the penalty stripe to shoot 3 of 6. Prior to the loss tonight, Morehead State had won 3 straight against Marshall. Next up, the Eagles will continue their season on the road as they travel to Evansville to face the Purple Aces on Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The women's basketball team breezed past Alice Lloyd 92-42 this past Tuesday at home in Johnson Arena. The win marks the 8th largest margin of victory in program history. 5 MSU players scored in double figures, but double-double performances to start the careers of Brianna McQueen and Brooke Todd, as well as 10 points and a career-high 10 rebounds from Malaya Wells highlighted the afternoon. McQueen recorded 10 points, a career-high 10 assists, a career-high 5 steals during the game, and was named the Eagles' most valuable player. After 3 games in the Donna Murphy Classic the week, preparing to face off against Miami of Ohio, the second Mid-American Conference opponent scheduled to visit Johnson Arena this season. Head coach Greg Todd said, "We'll find out a lot on Saturday against the good Miami team. We'll be challenged, and I'm looking forward to it." Morehead State moves to 2-1 in the season and will tip off with the Redhawks next Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. The game will be broadcast live at the OVC Digital Network. We'll be back with more news after this.
If we both drink, how we get into this party? You leave that to me, young buck. You leave that to me, young buck. There's better decisions I can make than to get in the car with the drunk driver. I can get a shuttle, an Uber, even call a friend. You know what, kid? That's not a bad idea. Why didn't I think of that?
Claypool Young Art Gallery, located in the center of campus, offers a wide variety of art pieces from various contemporary artists in America. Exhibitions rotate approximately once a month and also hosts art pieces created by Morehead State University students, allowing art majors to experience the learning process of showcasing their art. Claypool Young Art Gallery. Come on over today and be inspired by aspiring MSU artists.
Morehead State hosted their annual Internship Basics event in the Career Services Building. NewsCenter's Brandon Louder was there to give you a closer look at the experience.
We have the Internship Basics workshop to really try to educate students about the value of doing an internship. We discovered we were getting a lot of questions around, do I need to do an internship? How do I do an internship? What are the benefits of doing an internship? So we started doing the workshop to kind of make it a one-stop shop for students to get all that information in one place. I think it has been, from the standpoint of I know that we've had some students who've attended the workshop who have then met individually with our staff and have secured internships in their field. That particular slideshow is not available online, but we do have an internship section on our website. So if people go to moreheadstate.edu/career, they click on Students Alumni on the left, then they choose internships. We've got a lot of good information there. Our next workshop is going to be next semester, so it'll be Tuesday, March 14th from 3 to 4 here in the Career Center. I definitely think you should do more than one internship, or maybe you intern at the same place but you go back another summer, another semester and experience something slightly different. I think an internship really helps students figure out if a career path is really what they thought it was going to be, if it's really something that they're going to like. It helps them make connections and kind of build their network, right? You've heard it's who you know, not what you know. I think an internship helps you with that. And it certainly gives you valuable experience to put on your resume and to talk about in your interview. Certainly do lots of internships.
A dedication ceremony was held last Friday at the Derrickson Agricultural Complex for the new residence hall. Padula Hall has 24 beds and is dedicated in memory of Michael Padula, who was the farm's maintenance supervisor from 1989 until his death in 2012. The housing complex was funded by institutional bonds paid by rental fees from residents. A second residence hall at the University Farm opened in 2015. Lundergan Hall and Padula Hall cover 15,000 square feet when combined. The halls have 48 beds with amenities that are helpful to farm learning and living environments.
Winter is fast approaching, and soon the grounds of MSU will be covered in snow. Morehead State students are hosting an event called Pick It Up Before It's Covered Up to clean up the campus before the snow and frost hits. The event will be held this Friday from noon until 3 p.m. at Eagle Lake. Make sure to bring your own trash bag and come out and do your part to keep our beautiful campus clean.
The time for giving is upon us, and the Methodist Student Center at MSU is doing their part. The MSC will host a free Thanksgiving dinner tonight at 5:30. Bring a friend and your appetite and give thanks for another great year at Morehead State. NewsCenter would like to remind you that the university will be closed November 23rd through the 25th. Classes will resume on Monday, November 28th, just in time to spread some holiday cheer at the annual tree lighting ceremony on MSU's campus. The fun begins at 6 p.m. Also, the annual Magical Feast is slated for December 2nd at 5 p.m., and the city of Morehead invites you to its hometown holiday on December 3rd at 5 p.m. Come enjoy shopping, music, snacks, and hot chocolate. There will also be horse and buggy rides. That's going to be it for us tonight. Remember, your news is always on NewsCenter's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And you can catch this newscast again on msutv.net.
On behalf of the NewsCenter team, I'm Alexis Matthews.
And I'm Kenzie Thompson. Have safe travels next weekend and a very happy Thanksgiving.